Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad to be here tonight. And I want to talk about something very dear to me, very important. Um, s- as you can see, the title. Let me get in here. Okay, and really, why I titled this live, why do men cheat? Women ask, why do men cheat? And here's why. Here's why. Um, a lot of y'all want to know about that, right? I I used to want to know until I've done it myself, and in my marriage, and people would have talks and shows about why men cheat, and it's because the woman did this, it's because the woman did that, and she did this and she did that, and they're blaming everybody. They're blaming their dad. They're blaming their upbringing or whatever else, and all that might play a factor in it. And I don't know every man. I don't know every man, so I can't tell you why that one did what he did. But as I wrote in my book, Cultivate Your Calling, I talk about in chapter 1, why do men cheat? And it's funny because we have therapists, we have people that may have never been in a relationship, experts, and they might study, they might be well versed in what they do. I'm not knocking that. But I believe for the most part, if some things in life, if you haven't experienced it yourself, some things in life, if it hasn't been something that was that you have done or that has happened to you, then you may have some great insight. You may have some great conversation. You may be well versed in that area, but will it be effective? Will it help another in this particular topic? Will it help another man? Will it help another woman? So, why do men cheat? There's at least three reasons that I know about why men cheat, why men break women's hearts, why men sabotage their relationships, why men ruin relationships with their children because they stepped out on the child's mom. They stepped out on their wife all these years, after all these years, or or right after you were married, this happened. So reason number one is identity. I remember going to concerts or watching them on TV when I was a little kid, and the men would be like, "Yo, where my dogs at? Roof, 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 roof." That's all you hear. Roof, roof, roof. And when I think about a dog finds whatever female dog it can have sex with. It gives them puppies, and most likely he's not going to help raise them. So a dog will go around, a male dog will go around and have puppies with female dogs. I know because I've seen it, and it happened to my dog too. And he had never seen his puppies. Okay, where he at? He owed me some dog food money, some dog support. And all dogs, not all dogs bite, not all dogs protect, and not all dogs take care of their puppies. And this is the identity that was placed on men, especially black men. We say, hey, roof, 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 roof. Where my dogs at? Or, hey, dog, what's up, dog? And that's how we portrayed ourselves, like dogs, literally, for real, for real. And what I've come to find out is that men are not dogs. We're lions. Because, for one, God has never compared himself to a dog. He always compared himself to a lion. See, every lion protects, every lion will bite, and every lion takes care of his cubs. So men are not dogs. At least we're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be like lions. And the second reason that I've found that men cheat is from brokenness. And for me, I used to use sex to self-medicate. So I used to, when I'm feeling down, or if I don't even have to feel down, I just go to my wife and say, hey, honey, what's up? I need this. I got to have this, and not knowing that I'm doing this, but I'm using sex to self-medicate. And that's what a lot of men are doing today. Some women do it too, but we talk about men tonight, all right? We talking about the men. And to my third point is brokenness that is not resolved can lead to lust. See, for a long time that I was with my wife, I thought I was in love with my wife, but I was in lust with my wife. And because I was in lust with my wife and I was not really in love with her, when she couldn't give me what I wanted, I felt like a crackhead. I felt like a crackhead that needed a hit, that had to, get some of his crack. And I mean, no, men don't cheat because they're curious. I don't think so. Because let me tell you, a healed man, a whole man, a man who is healed, a man who is sure in himself, a man who knows his identity, a man who is healed from brokenness, a man who is healed from lust will not cheat on his wife. Because he know who he is. He love his lady. He loves her. So he's not going to, let me tell you, have you ever experienced or are you experiencing a level of peace in your life right now? Now, while you are experiencing that level of peace, would you make somebody else feel less than who they are? Let me know. Because a person who is feeling great, who's doing great in life, and who is full of life, they're not going to make another person feel low or feel less of themselves. They're not going to do that. They're going to help edify and build that person up. They're not going to make people feel less than themselves. So a healed person is not going to make irrational decisions. You get what I'm saying? And really, so for me, I thought I was a dog growing up. Okay. And I thought I was a player. You know, my friends, I got one of them on here right now. we grew up. It's like, hey, bro, you ain't getting none yet? Man, you gay, bro. You ain't getting none yet? You ain't have sex yet, bro? You gay. So for us black men, or us males, we were peer pressured into having a lot of sex. And especially if our fathers weren't in our lives to tell us, hey, look, bro, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You a man. You take care of your family. You protect. You stick with one woman. And so, so for me, I was a teenage father at age 19, and I had multiple women before that, and even after I had my daughter, after Sierra had our first child. And after our second daughter, we attempted to settle down, and we got our own place. I think I was like 22. And I started to feel weird because this felt weird to me. Settling down with just one person, it just felt weird. It didn't feel right. My mind was made up that I was this person, and then this new thing that's happening in my life felt so weird. Like, I feel like, no, I just can't picture myself with just one woman. And it felt weird to me. It felt like I was losing something. So, and then I never wanted to be that kind of person. That's not even how I was raised as far as in my home, but in the streets, that's how we were brought up. That's how many of us black men were brought up. Hey, bro, you got to have something. You got to hit something. You ain't got nothing. Like, what's up, bro? You had that side chick, you had a main old lady, and then you had the hoe. I just had to say it like that. You get what I'm saying? And that's how many of us was brought up. So we were brought up in this false identity. And that put what I call a spirit of lust on the inside of us. And so for many years, I thought I was in love with my wife until later I found out I thought I was in love with my wife until later I found out I was in lust with my wife. And I said to myself, well, lust isn't a bad thing as long as it's for my wife. And so when I need some, I'll go to her. I'll get what I want from her. But then my wife fell ill. My wife became sick for a period of time. So bad I wanted to go to her and say, hey, hey, honey, I know you hurting. I know you're going through something, but a brother need a little something. Like, how could I go to her and say that? I needed my hit and I couldn't get my hit. And so she couldn't give me what I thought I needed. So I went and got it somewhere else. So I had to heal from lust and learn how to love her. Not her body, not just looking at her curves and looking at her body and adoring that, but falling in love with the person, not what they have to offer. That's lust. And so that was the one of the three reasons why I cheated. Having a false identity, brokenness, and lust. And those are the three areas in chapter 1 that I talk about in my new book, Cultivate Your Calling. Here, they came in the mail, so if you pre-ordered yours, they're coming out to you. Pay attention. They should be coming out to you this week. So like let's help our brothers. Our men need restoration. I believe men are in a crisis right now. And if they don't, if men do not restore within themselves, they don't restore their relationships and they don't restore their careers, then our black communities are in trouble. But first, it starts with self. You see, my dad was in the home. I grew up in the home with my father, but I like to say it like this. My father was in the home, but he was not of the home. So my father got 2 out of the 3 things right. But society only talked about the 2 that he got right. Society said for a man to protect and provide. My dad got those 2 right. My dad protected and my dad provided. And I said, there's areas of my dad that I do not want to be like, and there's some areas that I do want to be like him. And I found out that the third thing, and that was the missing piece that society never talked about, and we still don't talk about it today. I was being the same way with my family for a period of time. I was doing the same thing. See, I protected like my dad. There was a male figure in the house. Okay, so yeah, dad is here. Everyone feels safe. I provided, bills paid, everything paid. But just like my dad, I missed the third one, the third P. I call it the third P. So my dad protected, my dad provided, but my dad wasn't present. So the third P was present. And that third P played a big role in my brokenness growing up. That played a huge role in me being broken and looking to self-medicate, falling into lust. My dad didn't tell me who I was, so I looked for the streets to tell me who I am. And seeing what happened with DMX had 15 children. And this man experienced a lot of brokenness in his life. This man was tricked to doing cocaine at the age of 14 by a mentor. And he did a lot of great things before he passed. He had some poems, he had some prayers that were so amazing. But he was still broken. He was still hurting on the inside. And I don't believe he went and got the right community for himself. And I want to read a poem to y'all. I wasn't going to do that, but I want to read it. It's dedicated to our men out here and men like DMX. Can I read this poem? Y'all give me permission to read it? Let me find it. Why I can't find it? It was in chapter 2. So let me tell y'all, men hurt too, okay? We have feelings. We're not robots. We have emotions. Sometimes we pretend we're strong. We say I'm okay when we're really not okay. We're really not okay. A lot of us, we're walking around here and we're not okay. We're hurting. We're broken. And we need to build community around ourselves. Yeah, let me find it. I'm finding this poem right now. Here it is. I think so. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, listen. We need community. Men need community. Our men, ever since we landed here in the United States of America, we've been in a crisis. But today I like to call it a strategic crisis that we're in right now. And if men don't restore within themselves, restore their relationships, and restore in their careers, then the black community is in trouble. So, okay, Cassandra, I got you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to read this poem. It's called New Man Poem. It's out of my book, Cultivate Your Calling, out of my new book, Cultivate Your Calling. Now, I must admit, I was wrong. I thought I was a dog all along. There was help out here, but somehow it missed me, so I began to search for someone to fix me. My identity was broken. I was treated like dirt. Looking for a fix, so I chased skirts. Woman after woman, that didn't work. Pretending I'm strong, but I'm really hurt. You couldn't hear my moaning, 'cause I was silent. They say men don't cry, so I became violent. Later, I found out that I've been lied to and I've been tricked since junior high school. See, change came after I stopped trying. I realized I'm just like a lion. All this time, I let him use me. But right now, the devil gotta loose me. See, I'm no longer that same man, 'cause I put my life in God's hand. So, brother, let me tell you this. There's no such thing as a quick fix. So denounce the dog. It's not who you are. You've been made in the image of God. Now look up to Mount Zion. You went from a dog and now a lion. What do y'all think? What do you think about that poem? That was like, man, let me tell you, I got that download in the shower last year. Yeah, so that's basically the story of my life. Yeah, that's deep, man. That's really deep. So, like I said, if you want to get a copy, you can message me, you can inbox me here, or you can visit my website, lionelhilaire.com. I will sign it and get it out to you ASAP. I really love our men, our brothers. I want you guys to not pretend you're okay. And sometimes it's okay not to be okay. Let me say that again. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. And the most important thing you could do in your life, brother, is to show up for yourself, build community for yourself. Stop taking care of people at your expense. Do them a favor, do you a favor, and be present for yourself. Take care of you. Get the rest that you need. I mean, when you can show up for yourself, you can show up more effectively for everybody else and for the right people in your life. Start building healthy community around yourself. You need to build a healthy community around yourself. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen? Look what happened with DMX and, a lot of these other guys out here that are broken, but they pretend they're okay because they may not know where to turn, or they just refuse to get the help they need, or they're probably in denial, or they don't know they need help. I was walking around here brain fog, not knowing what if I needed help or not. So anyways, that's all I have here. I thank y'all for coming on. I thank you, all you who supported, man. Look, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the support. And, like I said, get a copy of this book. I promise you, I poured everything that I have in here, and read the poem that I just read, and tell me what you think. Tag me on the post, tag me. I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much.